you are welcome to this video, and this is one of the files we used in our previous videos that we imported from Revit, and we are going to be using this for the purpose of this particular course. And what we'll be dealing with in this particular video will be applying materials, and we have already imported it to Lumion, and I want to show you the basics of the application of materials in Lumion. If you are using a file imported from Revit, then you need to apply the materials right from Revit. The materials you'll be using have to have different names, because it is their names that will be used in Lumion. Take for instance, if you look at this is a wall. Okay, let me select another wall. This is a wall, and if I click on it, I want to know the type of material I use. What is the material? If I click on edit, you can see the name of the material is Paint 5. The name of the material I select in Revit is Paint 5. So if I go to Lumion, if I'm in Lumion and I select material and I hover my cursor over that wall, you can see it's bearing the same name. It's bearing the same name. Then let me select another material. If I go to Revit, take for instance, this is the pavement. If I select this pavement and I hit edit, I use floor to create it. So if I edit it, you can see the name is bearing here. The name is bearing here is pavement as the material. So, and that is the same name that is going to bear in Lumion. Let me go to Lumion and show you what I'm talking about. So if I hover my cursor over it now, you can see the name is Pavement. So it is in Revit that you will change the name, and once you change the name, the material will be categorized as that name. You can see these are grass, and anywhere that this name grass goes, the same material will be applied to that name. So the easiest way to change material in Lumion is to change the name. Once you change the name, the material will be changed to another thing. Alright, let me show you how to apply material in Lumion right now. So if I want to apply material to this Paint 5, there are two ways I can do it. One, I can use the same texture that is from Revit. Take for instance, let me show you what I'm talking about. You can see this stone. This is a material from Revit. If I want to retain this material, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply standard material. So I will select it while on material mode, then I'm going to select standard. In that case, I'm going to retain this texture from Revit. So I am going to knock down the gloss, then I'm going to knock down the reflectivity to this stage. Then I can decide to change this normal map. Then another important thing that is I will click on this welding and take it up small. What this welding does is that it makes the material to look old a little bit, and that making it to look old make it realistic. It make it to look realistic because nothing is perfect in nature. Some things are old, some things are new. It is when it look old that it makes it realistic. So I'm not going to take it too far, just a little bit, just make it a little bit. That effect gives it some realistic nature. Then this edge is very important. What this edge does is that it makes the edge not to be too sharp, because if the edge of a material is sharp, it will not look realistic. Even in nature, when bricklayers are dressing the walls, they don't make the edge of the wall too sharp. They dull it, they make it dull. This is what makes it realistic. So this edge will make the edge not to be too sharp. It will make it to be a little bit dull, and that is what is going to make your rendering to look realistic. So you are going to make the edges of the materials to be dull. You make it dull a little bit. You are not going to take it too far, or somewhere here, somewhere around here. Depends on the types of material you are working with. And let's concentrate on the material we are dealing with, which is these bricks, this stone facing. Let me take it down a little bit so that we can see it. Okay, you can see this is the material. So you can see this notification. This notification means that this material can only work with this particular one. You cannot take it to another file. You cannot copy it to another file. It can only work with this. That is why you are seeing this notification. So if you want a material that you can transfer to another file, then it has to be a Lumion material. But there are some material that are interesting right from Lumion, right from Revit or SketchUp. In this particular one, it look interesting, so I would love to retain this. Then let me show you another one. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, this is paint 5 that we saw before. If I select it now, then in this case I may not retain the original texture. I want to replace it with the Lumion texture. So I will click on outdoor and select plaster. Then I can select this first one, and that will be applied. I can double click on this to modify the material. I can take this colorization up a little bit so that the whitish nature of it will come out a little bit. The real color will come out a little bit. Then the gloss, I'm going to take it down a little bit. Make sure the gloss is not 0, because if it is 0, the rendering will not be sharp. So take it up a little bit, and the reflectivity as well, don't make it to be 0. The mistake I made when I was learning was I used to take the reflectivity and gloss to 0, and that made my rendering not to be sharp until I learned it. So you can leave it at this, somewhere around here. depends on the type of material you are dealing with. Like for glass and metals, you can take the gloss up, but for walls you can allow the gloss to remain at this somewhere around here. And the welding, we will leave the welding somewhere here, and the edges, we will leave the edges somewhere here. These are what will give it a realistic nature. Okay, then the next material we can apply is the glass. This is our glass. I can decide to retain this glass. I can decide to retain it or change it. So assuming I want to change it, then I'm going to click on this glass and I'm going to select glass from the indoor. Then, or do we have it outdoor? Okay, we have it outdoor as well, so I'm going to select it, and there are preset glass that you can use that are already set. You can go to the next page and see the color that appeals to you. Okay, let me select this particular color by double clicking on it, and if I double click on it, I can now change some parameters here. If I want to change the color, let's say I want the color to be dark, Okay, so all I need to do is to go to RGB. If I go to RGB, right now this is the color, but I want something dark, very dark blue that will be very close to black. Okay, so this is it here, and let's look at it. Let's use let me take it up a little bit. Okay, so this is what we have. I think the color is not bad. Okay, let's mark that. Then another important one that we would like to do is grass. This grass, you can see this grass is from Revit. This is the Revit, and I name it as grass lawn as well. I name it as grass lawn. This is the name of the material, and that is the same name is bearing in Lumion. So I want it to look like a real grass. This is not a real grass. You can see it doesn't have leaves. I want it to look like a real grass. So what I'm going to do is I am going to select it. While on material tab, I'm going to select this grass and I'm going to apply, and this is the one I will use, landscape. And by the time I apply that landscape, you will see that it is now a real grass, but it is not appearing as a real grass yet. Why? Because we need to do something to make it look real. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this landscape tab and I'm going to own this grass. This is where we own the grass, and I'm going to, you see a button that look like power. So if you on it, the grass is going to look more real. You can see it will grow to grow like a real grass. This make it realistic. Okay, you can see the grass has now grown. It is because we have on it here, that's why you are seeing it grow. But something is wrong here. The grasses are growing above the pavement, which we don't want. In that case, I need to move the model up. So I'm going to go to Objects tab, and I'm going to grab this node. I make sure I select upward movement, up and down movement, and I will move it up. I will move it above the ground so that the natural grass will not show on my pavement. The grass that will only show are the ones that I have named as a specific materials from Revit. So I want to come back to my model. Let me go to my camera view that I have set before so I can get to the right. This is where I want to go. I want to return back to this view. Okay, so I want to reset this. I will take it down a little bit in the whole shift. Okay, up small. All right, okay, so I can store the camera now. Okay, the next thing is I need to reposition this sun so that I will see what I'm doing clearly. The position of the sun is not to my favor. I don't want the shadow to cast. This is where I want, so that I can see the materials I'm applying. Okay, so there's something I need to do quickly with the grass to make the grass more interesting. If you look at it now, it's just one same type of grass. It doesn't make it realistic. In nature, you don't only see only one type of grass. You need to see different types of grass. That is what makes it interesting. Different types. So I'm going to add more types, and to do that, more interesting types that look colorful, you go to landscape, and when you're on landscape, you are going to select this edit type. Then here you can add more interesting grasses that will look appealing. Okay, so here I can add this one. And then the spread, I normally leave it at 0. The size, I want it to be big so that it will stand out. Then I need to add this as well. I need to add another type. I can select this type, select as many as possible. This spread is the quantity, the numbers that you are going to have per square meter, per space. So I don't want it to spread too much so that it will stand out. Then I want to add more to it. You can add as many as possible. I will add this. You can complete this one, but I will not. You can complete that on your own. And I will knock down the spread and increase the size. Okay, now if you look at it now, you see down that the grass are looking more interesting. You can see that it's looking more interesting. It's looking more of a natural grass with colors, with different flowers, beautiful flowers. This is more interesting. Okay, then the next thing I will apply is I need to apply interlock. So I will simply select my material and I will select this pavement, and I'm going to select, I'm not going to use standard, I will select outdoor, and all right, quickly let me add this material for pavement that will look like interlock. So I'm going to select it and I will select outdoor, then I will select stones, then having select stones, I'm going to select this particular one, and here you go, the material is already applied, and I'm going to knock down the gloss. I will knock down the reflectivity, then the displacement I will leave it as it is, then the weathering I will take it up a little bit, and the edges I will leave it and take it up small. Then the next one is these rails. I want these rails to look like gold, to appear like gold. So I'm going to select it, and I can select presets. Let me select indoor. Okay, you know, it's slowing down my system because the grass are on. So let me off the grasses so that my system will speed up a little bit. Let me off the grasses because the grasses are slowing down my system. Let me off it. When I'm rendering, I can on it back. Okay, so I can now go back to the material, and I can now select this okay, so I'll go to indoor and I will select metals, then I'll select something that look like gold. I'll select this one, then double click on it, then the gloss I'll leave it as it is, then the weathering I'm going to select gold so that it will look like gold, and I'm going to take it up small, not too much anyway, just a small, a little bit. Take it too high, It's not going to be too much of everything is bad. Okay, so I'm done with that. So you can add other materials as it appeals to you. I don't want to make this video too long, just to show you the basis of applying materials, and I'm sure you have already known how to apply materials. If you have any question, you let me know in the question and answer section, and I will answer you as appropriate. Alright, thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next video.